Hello, loves, and welcome to the intuitive energy reading for August 2026. So it's been a minute, and a minute I very much needed, but now it also feels really beautifully aligned to, tune in and share my energy reading for the month publicly again. So we've come to August already. And August really, like in the wheel of the year, August feels like this sweet sigh of relief and release, after the build-up of life force energy through spring and early summer. You just really feel how the grip of the sun is slowly, letting go of its grip. And especially Europe has been really held in the grip of the fiery solar energies this summer. And I know that for a lot of us, and especially those who are intuitive and sensitive, this has been a very intense time. So August really is like this cosmic out-breath. And it's also a time where, all the dream seeds that we've been sowing, all the projects we've started in, early spring now come to fruition. And we can relish in the sweet, bounty of the harvest, hopefully. It's also a time, of homecoming, and coming home to our bodies, ourselves, the earth, the earth element in our bodies. I feel that very, very strongly this month. It's almost like after the ecstasy and the outwardness of summer, we, now really turn more inwards, and we slow down and we soften. And I've, had two songs coming up very strongly as a preface to this month. And I've sung and danced and, really relished and really in the medicine of those songs, to help me help me come home to my body and home to the earth. And the song's Country Roads, and the other one was Pachamama. Now I'll put them maybe as links and down in the comments, and then you can use them, dance to them, sing along, or maybe you find other songs that help you, because that really is the invitation of this month, to come home to the body, but through embodied practices, harvesting and being outside in nature, obviously, but also with our bodies, intuitive movement, non-linear movement practices, dancing, singing, all of that is really going to be helpful to anchor into the energy of this month. And if you're a sensitive empath, a intuitive person, you might have felt how this year of the fire horse, that everybody's been talking about, just galloped, at full speed and very high intensity. from early spring, throughout the summer and until now. And now with August, there is this moment, where kind of the inwards turning, the inwards turning of the spiral becomes palpable, and there is this opening where we can kind of jump off the bandwagon. We can, it's like we can step out of that intensity in a very graceful, easeful manner. And it's really been something that, that I've been working on towards the end of July and now the beginning of August. And if you haven't done that already, and you're still like feeling very synced up with the intensity that is, in the world, happening in the world, and I invite you to see that there is this energetic exit that you can just slide into and take a rest, really, like take care of yourself and replenish your energy. But, even though the wheel has turned, the spiral is turning inwards, there is, and very strongly so this year, in August, there is this opening where we can co-create with nature, with the unseen world in a very different way, from a very different place than the energy that is available through spring. It's like this soft, calm, gentle energy that is not tugging at you, but that is kind of nudging you and quietly inviting you to maybe bring certain projects on the way, or to shift your perspective on things, or to find a new or forge a new pathway for yourself. And it doesn't have to be like the dramatic outer shifts. It's really like, pointing the needle just like one tiny degree in a different direction, and you will feel a huge impact of doing that. So that is really my invitation, because it's so easy for us who are sensitive and empaths to, once we kind of manage to pull ourselves out of the intensity that is going on, that we just want to retreat and, take care of ourselves. And that is so important and so, so valid. But I also don't want you who feel that way to miss out on the exquisite opportunity that presents itself this month, where you will really be ushered into new pathways, onto new trajectories, where you will, get so much help from the unseen world if you choose that you want to point the needle in a different direction. And it's going to happen in a very easeful, graceful manner, but it will nourish you for months to come. So I invite you to pay close attention if there are tiny shifts that you could make in your life, that you feel drawn to make and that you're maybe not even aware of, will create a huge ripple effect. And play around with that. And it's really not the kind of energy where you uproot yourself and you make the big moves. It's the opposite. It's it's the opposite, and yeah, really kind of tune into that and see where it leads you, and also don't get stuck in, taking it too seriously, but rather like play with it, and if you try it out and it doesn't work, let it go, and if you find it hard to feel those nudges, I invite you to really go sit outside, sit under a tree and really ask to be guided in that kind of way, that you may find what microscopic tiny shifts you can make, to kind of it's almost like this key unlocking, potential, unlocking a huge shift. So yeah, that's my invitation. Body first, really that homecoming and nourishing, but to also be aware that there is so much potential still, and this year is not at all over yet, and that actually the second half of the year allows for a completely different way of being creative, co-creative with nature, with spirit, and to make the most of it, not in an urgent, desperate kind of way, but in a, delicious, joyful, playful kind of way. May you have a beautiful, beautiful month of August, Lunasa, in the Celtic world. So much love.